Hello everyone. Today we're going to be covering Login Enterprise and its custom session metrics. So today let's dive in. Let's connect to a VDI session and then click on the Start button, and we are going to type in Perfmon. We're going to launch Performance Monitor. Once that comes up, we're going to click on Performance Monitor. We're actually going to go down and we're going to right click and remove all variables. And then we're going to go in and right click again and hit Add Counters. This time we're going to scroll up to Logical Disk. We're going to highlight it once we find it. All right, and then expand the little caret at the right. And then we're going to find percent idle time. Today we're going to use percent idle time. And then we're going to scroll to the bottom, click Add, and then click OK. This time we're going to wait for the session metrics to kind of start showing. We are going to scroll down to the bottom, and as you see below, we're going to take note of object, counter, and counter instance. We're going to need these in the Login Enterprise console. All right, from here we're going to jump over to the Login Enterprise console. Let's open up the session metrics over on the left side. Now that we've clicked on that, let's go over and add new session metrics. And here we're going to start popping in the information that we collected. From here, we're going to put in a name of disk idle. And then below this, we're going to change this to Perfmon. And then we're going to add in counter category of logical data. And then percent idle time for counter name. And counter instance, we're going to do underscore total. And then for display name, disk idle time. And then we're going to change the unit to a percent sign because this is done in percent. And then we're going to click save. Now that that's complete, let's go jump into our machine and grab our WMI information so we can create a counter for that. All right, now we're over on our test machine. Let's open up PowerShell. So let's click on the Start menu, type in PowerShell. Once we've launched PowerShell, we're going to run the following command. The command will be get-wmi object space win32 perf formatted data space pipe space select dash object space dash unique space underscore class space pipe space format dash table space dash auto size. All these commands are on my blog, so you can copy and paste them out of there, make your life a little bit easier. All right, now this is going to take a little bit to run, so we'll just sit here and watch it run. All right, now that that's completed, let's scroll up and let's find the VMware Blast session counters. So let's find those, highlight them, copy them. We're going to run the following command. Get-wmi object space dash query space quote select space asterisk space from space win32 underscore perf formatted data underscore counters underscore VMware Blast session counters in quotes. As you can see here, it does export a few things. We're going to take note of a few things because we're going to need these to build a SQL query. Now it should look something like this when it finishes. If you look, you'll see real path. In from here, we're going to grab one section, and then if you look at namespace, this is where you're going to get root/semv2. I do have to note this is much different than the instructions. On the instructions, it does have 2 slashes. It kind of messed me up. Buddy Lee Jeffries helped me out quite a bit. And then the next one we're going to have to remember is we want to grab estimated bandwidth uplink. So we'll copy those settings, take note of them, and that's how we're going to build our SQL query. All right, we're going to run the following command: get -WMI object space -query space quote select space estimated bandwidth uplink space from win32 underscore perf formatted data underscore counters underscore VMware blast session counters, end quote. This query will export the data that we're trying to get. As you can see, the estimated bandwidth uplink counters. You can see the data in it. All right, now that we know our query works, let's jump back into Login Enterprise and let's create a new custom session metrics using WMI. All right, now that we're back into Login Enterprise, let's continue on the Session Metrics tab. Let's click New Session Metrics. For the name, let's enter Blast Session Counters Estimated Bandwidth Uplink. Let's change the dropdown for the source for Session Metrics to WMI. For the query, let's copy the query command from the previous WMI query we had on the VM. We're going to copy from the select statement onward and paste it into the WMI query just like so. For the namespace, we're going to enter root/simv. Again, the instructions are a little bit off. They have a double slash, but we can use root-simv. For instance field, we're going to use name. We're going to click the add measurement. From there, we're going to fill in the following: property name of estimated bandwidth uplink, change the summarize operation to none, add the display name of blast session counters estimated bandwidth uplink, last edited unit to be kbps, and then click the save button. Now we've officially created two custom session metrics counters. Let's go put them to work. Let's switch over to the Groups tab in the Session Metrics. Let's click on Add New Group. Let's name our group. For me, it will be Everything, as I'm going to add all session metrics into this group. For the description, I'm going to enter All Metrics. Let's click on the Save button. After you click the Save button, you'll see below it will expand. Now let's click on Add Session Metrics Definitions. For me, I'm going to select all metrics and click the Save button. Now that we've created the group, we need to assign this thing so that way we can actually see what's happening. From here, let's click on Manage Tests, and for me, I will go to Continuous Tests. The test I want to edit is the never-ending song. So let's click on that. We're going to scroll down until we find Metrics Group. We are going to click on the drop-down and select the new group that we created called Everything. Now let's jump back into Session Metrics and Groups. We're going to show that the group that we just created, Everything, has been assigned to a test. As you can see, it's now assigned a continuous test. Now we need to go look at the custom metrics and work. You need to give it some time to populate the data, as the metrics won't show up instantly. You need to give it a bit of time for the test to run. For me, being I was using continuous test, we are going to click on the continuous testing under the results heading. Then we're going to scroll down to session metrics at the bottom. Click on the session metrics, and then we are going to go to blast session counters, wait for the data to populate. As you can see, it works. Now let's go to disk idle time. We do need to uncheck as they have different metrics. And as you see, disk idle time works. Congrats! We have just created custom session metrics in Login Enterprise. Hopefully this helps you. Have a great day. As always, the link to the blog post is in the description. It includes all the commands ran and the screenshots for everything that we did today. If you find this content useful, hit the like and subscribe button and the bell thingy if you want to get notified when new videos are dropped.